Stoicism is an ancient philosophy born from the wisdom of Zeno after a shipwreck he suffered on the island of Cyprus. Facing a difficult moment, Zeno began to work on the principles and teachings that would transform Stoicism into one of the most influential philosophical approaches to understanding life and human behavior. It is surprising to note that this philosophy, shaped in difficult times, continues to have a significant impact to this day. It offers valuable guidance and reflections on the meaning of life and the pursuit of wisdom. From the beginning, Stoicism has been a powerful tool in the quest for tranquility. Its essence transcends a mere ancient philosophy. It is a crucial and robust tool for finding calm and balance in our modern lives. In this way, Stoicism remains a beacon of wisdom through the centuries, guiding us in the quest for inner peace and practical wisdom. In this video, we will explore how Stoicism provides transformative practices and principles that empower us to face challenges with a strong and resilient mindset. So, stay until the end. Remember this fundamental truth: the key to unlocking happiness and prosperity is within our reach, waiting only for our decision to seek them. And it is precisely the Stoic philosophy that stands as our reliable guide on this transformative journey. Now I invite you on a brief journey through time to understand how Stoicism emerged. When Zeno was shipwrecked and stranded on the island of Cyprus, he never imagined that something positive could emerge from the situation. Bereft of everything and with few options, Zeno was immediately drawn to the profound teachings of Socrates. Although Socrates left no written works, he greatly valued dialogue and philosophical inquiry, being widely known through the accounts of his disciples like Plato and Xenophon. Imbued with this philosophical tradition, Zeno decided to spread his wisdom to all who were willing to listen, after studying with renowned philosophers of his time. And so Stoicism was born, a philosophy that quickly spread and attracted followers from all social strata, from slaves to kings. Reflecting, Zeno later joked, "I had a prosperous journey even after the shipwreck." However, the story of Stoicism does not end there. Centuries later, this philosophy remains relevant, perhaps even more so in modern society. Stoic practices offer a safe harbor of calm amid the turmoil of challenges we face today. Next, I will share 5 Stoic practices that will strengthen your mind and increase your resilience in the modern era. Cultivate an inner mastery. Epictetus, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, stated, "Man is not disturbed by things, but by the opinions he has about them." This phrase encapsulates one of the main lessons of Stoicism. Much of what happens in our lives is beyond our control, but how we react is entirely in our hands. The Stoics understood this undeniable truth and focused on what they could do. Epictetus was born a slave, and after his leg was broken by his master, was left permanently crippled. This situation could have led to a life of resentment and bitterness. However, he chose a different perspective. He believed that even in the face of adversity, we still had control over our opinions and desires. Today, we live in an era of comfort and convenience, but this has made us more susceptible to dissatisfaction and irritation over small setbacks. We are so accustomed to convenience that the slightest inconvenience can leave us indignant, even furious. However, Stoicism teaches us that it is not these external events that cause us unhappiness, but our emotional response to them. The key is to recognize that we have the power to choose our reactions and not allow external events to affect our internal mental state. By internalizing this view, we realize that the true source of happiness lies in our internal control, not in external circumstances. Cultivating an inner mastery means developing a resilient mind and finding tranquility even amid life's storms. This does not imply ignoring challenges or suppressing legitimate emotions, but rather recognizing that our peace of mind should not depend solely on external factors. By accepting what we cannot control and focusing on what we can, our thoughts, attitudes, and choices, we create space for true tranquility and well-being. This is the key to cultivating an inner mastery. Stay focused amid distractions. Seneca wisely said, "If a person does not know to which port they are sailing, no wind is favorable." In today's world, We are flooded with a multitude of options in every area of life, be it food, travel, or entertainment. We have more choices than ever, but this abundance does not always benefit us. Faced with so many options, we often feel paralyzed by indecision. We experience what is known as the paradox of choice. Our brains are not equipped to handle the information overload we face daily. This overload can leave us indecisive, trapping us in a state of inertia, unable to take concrete actions. This is one of the main challenges of our daily lives. With so many options, it is easy to fall into the trap of not committing deeply to anything. We delay decisions, try to do several things at once, and end up making no real progress in any of them. The Stoics emphasized the importance of acting with purpose. We must avoid reacting passively to our circumstances and instead live intentionally. We need to have clarity about our goals and objectives, focusing on what truly matters. By setting clear goals, we can avoid unnecessary distractions and stay focused on what is essential. Staying focused amid distractions allows us to make conscious decisions and move forward toward our goals. This requires discipline and determination to resist the temptations around us. However, by doing so, we find meaning and satisfaction in our lives, directing our energy toward what truly matters. Put aside ego and vanity. Epictetus reminds us of the importance of abandoning ego and vanity in our journey of learning and growth. He said, "Throw away your conceited opinions, for it is impossible for a person to begin to learn what they think they already know." Often our progress is hindered by the idea that we already know enough or that we are superior to others. This conceited mindset prevents us from truly absorbing new knowledge and perspectives. One of Epictetus's greatest frustrations as a teacher was seeing his students wanting to be taught, but secretly believing they already knew everything. At the heart of this problem is ego and arrogance, the idea that we have reached all the necessary knowledge and that we are superior to others. At no time is this mindset more dangerous than today. Believing that we know everything makes us complacent and limits our growth potential. We must recognize that what we know is only a fraction of the whole, and that there is always more to learn. The information we possess today is not enough to solve future problems, and may even be an obstacle to deeper thinking. Even in ancient times, Marcus Aurelius observed, "The universe is change, life is opinion." By recognizing the mutable nature of existence and the relativity of our perspectives, we become more humble about our knowledge and more open to continuous learning. This is why the brightest minds today dedicate so much time to reading. They understand that there is always something to be learned, whether from the past, present, or future. It would be wise to follow their example. We must always remain students, willing to learn and open our minds to new knowledge. By setting aside ego and vanity, we open ourselves to continuous growth and a deeper understanding of the world around us. We become receptive to knowledge and experiences that can transform us and help us achieve greater wisdom, humility, and satisfaction. Keep a journal. Writing our thoughts is fundamental. Seneca reminds us that wisdom is not acquired by chance, but through a conscious and deliberate search. He said, "No man was ever wise by chance." A powerful way to cultivate this mindset is through the practice of writing and reflection. Of all the actions we can take daily, perhaps none is as important as introspection. Introspection allows us to pause, connect with ourselves, and examine our propositions and beliefs. By writing, we can articulate and consolidate our thoughts, making them clearer and more coherent. Keeping a journal is one of the most effective ways to cultivate mindfulness and is a valuable tool in this process. It stimulates creativity, increases gratitude, and acts as personal therapy. By writing, our thoughts and feelings become clearer than when they remain only in our minds. The Stoics understood this well. Marcus Aurelius, the most powerful man in the Roman Empire, constantly reserved time to record his observations and feelings, both in times of war and peace. These writings, known today as meditations, are valuable not only to athletes and entrepreneurs, but primarily benefited Marcus Aurelius himself. The clarity and responsibility brought by his virtuous journal kept him on the right path, while anyone else in his position might have become a tyrant. So, reserving time to keep a journal is not a difficult task, and the rewards are immense. By consolidating our thoughts in writing, we gain clarity, self-knowledge, and the opportunity to become wiser and more conscious. Imagine the worst that could happen. Imagining the worst-case scenario is a practice recommended by the Stoics. Seneca mentioned, "Nothing happens to the wise man contrary to his expectation." While many promote positive thinking, the Stoics believed this could lead to passivity and inaction in the face of challenges. We might simply wait for things to get better without taking concrete measures. Instead, the Stoics confronted reality, including the worst possible scenarios. They practiced premeditatio malorum, or premeditation of evils. The goal was to imagine the worst events that could occur. They asked themselves how life would be if everything went wrong the next day, how they would face such a situation, and if it would require a change in the way they lived. This exercise always brought valuable rewards. They took preventive measures to ensure undesirable outcomes did not occur. And even when they failed, they lived better for having prepared to deal with adversity. Reflecting on how life would be if everything went wrong tomorrow and how we would face the situation leads us to think about our resilience and internal resources. We must be brutally honest and never fear facing the truth. This is the best way to prepare for success and be ready to deal with failure. By considering the worst scenarios, we take proactive measures to avoid or mitigate risks and strengthen ourselves emotionally to face challenges that may arise. But it is important not to let these events consume us with constant anxiety or fear. The goal is not to live anticipating the worst, but to be prepared mentally and emotionally to deal with adversities. Ultimately, imagining the worst helps us be more prepared, make conscious decisions, and develop a resilient mindset. We should not fear facing reality. This is how we find strength and courage to face difficulties and seek a full and meaningful life. Finally, Stoicism is a crucial tool for finding calm and balance in our modern life. By applying these practices, we can achieve tranquility amidst chaos. We should not let external events disturb our minds. Epictetus reminded us, we are disturbed not by things, but by the views we take of them. We must recognize what is under our control and seek happiness internally. By staying focused and avoiding distractions, we make conscious choices and progress toward our goals. By setting aside ego and vanity, we open our minds to constant learning and personal growth. Consolidating our thoughts in writing, as Seneca suggested, allows us to reflect on our assumptions and find mental clarity. Just as Zeno found wisdom after the shipwreck, Stoicism invites us to find answers and growth even in adversity. Epictetus wisely stated, "Do not depend on tomorrow. Do today what you have to do." Reaching this point shows that you are a resilient person and deserve prosperity. So, comment until the end to receive a heart on your comment, proving your resilience. But don't leave the video yet. Let me recommend a few videos that will help expand your knowledge even further. Choose one of these 2 videos and go watch it now.